All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Spike Kool-Aid for December 2nd, 2022. This was an impromptu live stream. Well, not that impromptu. I said I might go live if there was enough to talk about. And there is a little bit to talk about today. What's up, Dern? Dern is in the building, says here, might not be done pounding the table for a QB. This fan base seems to think Goff has no faults, and it's everyone else's fault why he's mediocre. Now I'm in a bad mood. I don't know football. Well, Dern, you hanging around the wrong people, man. You need to get out that Facebook life. Facebook people can be dumb sometimes. But good afternoon. I hope everybody had a wonderful morning, a great start to your afternoon, and a wonderful week thus far as we head into the weekend for a big game coming up. Very big game coming up for the Detroit Lions. Now, we got some stuff to talk about today. Aiden Hutchinson on being passed by the Jaguars. We talked about that briefly yesterday in my live stream for the game. Jameson Williams, will he play or won't he? And the playoffs, man. Everybody's starting to talk about it, so that's heating up for the Detroit Lions. What is up, MG? What's going on, Gaddy? Impromptu show. I was just telling the Dern about. It really depended on what we had to talk about. Plus, I'm stranded today. My headlight is out on my car, and I drive. That's what I do. And to change a headlight, you got to take the whole bumper completely off. The thing that irritates me, I got this thing changed 6 months ago, and it's the same one that's out. Not only did I get that one changed, my dad taught me a little something to change both at the same time. Be smart, right? And it's the same one that's out. So I'm feeling some type of way about that. So unfortunately, unless I take my wife's car, I am stranded today. My son is not going over his mom's house because he's not feeling well. Plus, they got a little sickness going on over there. So we're going to be at the crib. So what I usually do Fridays, I don't have to do that. Hey, Mr. Poole, you got to go into the make sure you got the bell rung, man. And even if you do, sometimes YouTube is stupid. But Mr. Poole, so check it out. I saw that on ESPN that Jameson Williams is out. But then an hour to 2 hours ago, Dan Campbell was undecided. So I don't know if they know something we don't know. I also know that the injury report drops at 4 today, right? So we should know in the near future. Nick says, I just had to change my headlight. It's annoying. Yeah. I had a Pontiac Grand Am, 1999, and that's when they used to make cars that you could just pop the little assembly off in the back. You pull the bulb out, change it, put it back in, and you'll be straight. But you got to take the whole bumper off. I think they do that stuff on purpose to keep us going to the dealer, but that's neither here nor there. Got to get it done. And, I'm a little annoyed, man. When you drive for a living, it's annoying because it's just like a flat tire. It's not a big deal. It's an easy fix, but it's annoying because of that one simple thing can derail the entire car. Stupid YouTube didn't have you start talking until I just really. Matthew says simpler times. Yeah, a long time ago. Absolutely. But listen, so we're going to talk about some things, man. What's up, Nate? What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody is ready for some football, man. Okay, TSN is saying questionable. We'll know for sure by tomorrow at 4. Okay, so it's Saturday at 4. I thought it was Fridays at 4. I thought it was Fridays, but okay, that's even better. That's even better. So that could make sense as to why Dan Campbell said a couple hours ago that Jameson Williams, he didn't really know, which is weird to me. So let's get into that segment, man. So we're going to have a segment, and of course, we're going to talk about everybody's favorite quarterback because I know that's going to be a hot take. However, I will say this before we get started. I'll give y'all a little taste that I could see the appeal of Bryce Young. I could see the appeal of Bryce Young. I'll just leave it at that. All right, so let's get into this segment, man. Because tomorrow it'll be too late, and we need to know, so I might as well record this today. I meant to mute the mic when I did that. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on, let me start this thing over. All right. So if you listen to Dan Campbell's press conference today, he was asked about Jameson Williams. And Jameson Williams, he said he didn't know if they were going to play or not. Now, from what I understood, the way I felt, and I went on a limb, but I didn't go out on a limb. I felt like that he wasn't going to play. And I went last week when he got cleared to practice and said there was no way, definitively, that Jameson Williams was playing tomorrow. Or, I'm sorry, on Sunday against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Dan Campbell, in his 6-minute press conference today, was asked a few questions, and obviously J-Mo is going to come up. And he said when it came to Romeo and Jameson Williams that he didn't know. What do you mean you don't know? What do you mean you don't know? Now, let me ask you guys in the chat. Shout out to Mr. Poole and everyone else this week that has been saying that Jameson Williams will probably play. How do you not know? How do you not know? Now, earlier this week, Jameson Williams not 100%. He can't cut. They're not showing him. You don't know football. And Dan Campbell, we're less than 48 hours away from the Jacksonville Jaguar game. And Dan Campbell doesn't know if Jameson Williams is going to play? So what does that tell you? What does that mean, Keith? That means that Dan Campbell is conflicted. He's conflicted right now. Dan Campbell is scheming on the Jags, trying to throw them off. Well. Somebody else said that too. That's a good, he get in brothers one day. 17? No, it'd be 21 hours. Injury report got to drop by 4. 21 hours to say, shucky ducky. Jameson Williams is taking the field. 100%. We're going to go over to the preview for Sunday, and I could see him doing that because the Jacksonville Jaguars defense is better than ours. Mr. Poole says, I don't buy it. Dan normally has a timeline and a definitive answer, not, I don't know. Mr. Poole, that's what I'm saying. How do you not know? And on top of that, like you said, you're usually very certain if an individual is going to play or not. Now, let's just go over it, shall we? And that's why Gaddy could be on to something, but he's not the only one that says something. I've been hearing that all week long about Dan Campbell scheming because this game is super important. The Jacksonville Jaguars are not a pushover. Their defense is better than ours. This game is super important because the Chicago Bears played the Green Bay Packers. Chicago Bears are 3-8. The Packers are 4-8. Don't let the Packers get a W now. Then they right on our heel. They right on our heels. They right on our heels now. But those teams that were behind us last week are still behind us. But how do you not know less than 48 hours before a game if your rookie wide receiver, who was just cleared to practice last week, okay, which obviously if you're cleared to practice, you're cleared to play. Can I talk this Friday afternoon? But Jameson Williams. Now, I'm going to have to take one on the chin because I said there was no way. There was no way I thought he was going to play. But, I've been on this roller coaster for 7 weeks. Win-Win says, I'm like 80% certain he's going to play. Either undecided or trying to pull one over on Jacksonville. KD, that's what somebody said earlier. Win-Win says he knows. Dan doesn't want him to get hurt so soon. Well, David, you know what? I think that he's fine. I think that it's more of a scheme thing at this point. I think that you guys are onto something because this game is super important. It is the second in a 3-game homestand, right? We play the Minnesota Vikings next week. We cannot overlook the Jacksonville Jaguars, who've won 2 out of their last 3. They can't look over us, who've won 3 out of our last 4. And the Houston Texans, from my calculations, will be eliminated from playoff contention this Sunday. With the loss against the Cleveland Browns, they will have 8 losses and 5 games left. There's no way they can make the playoffs. With a loss or a win by another team, they're done. I brought that up because both of these teams know where they are. And for the Jacksonville Jaguars to be 4-7, we're 4-7. We got a better chance than they do because we're in the NFC. We're like the 10th seed. I think they're a little bit lower. But both of these teams got something to play for. Meaningful football in December. It might only be for 1 or 2 weeks, but hey, we're playing meaningful football in December. Mr. Poole says, I'd be happy with 10 to 15 snaps. Nick says, ESPN injury report says he's out. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I looked at that earlier. But I think the official injury report has to be out by 4 o'clock either today or tomorrow. I always thought it was Friday, but it's weird because just an hour and a half ago, Dan Campbell was undecided. So unless ESPN got that real quick, then it's not official. I don't think it's a scheme because they don't have any film on J-Mo, only his college film. Yeah, that's true, David. That is true. However, they know the brother fast, and they know the damage he can do. Now, let's listen. Let's look at this. Dan Campbell this might be the biggest game, like, seriously, of his career. What I mean by that is this. Jameson Williams may or may not play. We'll know more later. Josh Reynolds, he said, was healthy. DJ Chark is looking forward to facing his old team. DeAndre Swift is not on the injury report. It's a big game. And you at the crib. And you at home. Knowing this game puts you at 5-7 hosting Minnesota, which that game is going to be big. But we got to get past this one first. Mr. Poole says there will be an injury report today, but the deadline for roster moves is tomorrow by 4. Okay, there you go. There you go. That's why. So I might need to start saving my prediction video for Saturdays. But I got to pre-record it because tomorrow I'll be on for college. So let me know in the comments below. Do you think that Jameson Williams will play? I want you to hit P for play or S for sit. Now, I'll put whatever you want in there. Let me know what you think. Will Jameson Williams play Sunday against the Jacksonville Jaguars? All right, I'm seeing some comments. I'm seeing y'all talk about it. Detroit versus everybody says P for play. In the zone. Oh, I get that. I get it. Says no. Sit, says Matthew, not this week. A few plays. We got to beat the 4 NFC teams remaining. Okay. Nick, if we do that, that only puts us at 8 wins. I think he will play. What's up, ES? What's going on, man? I think he will and definitely use stupid. Completely caught me off guard with that. That's a joke from last night. Man, stop it, bro. Nick says special teams. No, he's out on Sunday. Nate says Kodak Black voice. I hope so. I thought you weren't going to be on today. Patty, it was a last-minute thing, bro. Because we had enough to talk about, my schedule got derailed. I'm usually super busy on Friday as to why I'm taking my kid over his mom's house after we do homeschooling. I got to make a video. I got to do this, do that. But today, I might be, he's not feeling well. Somebody's sick at their house, and my headlight is out. So I'm stranded. And I can't just pop up the assembly and change it. I got to take it to the dealer. So listen, here's what I think, y'all. Dern says, I'm just happy to be. Dern, you stupid, bro. Dern, I hope the mood gets better, man. But as far as Jameson Williams is concerned, I think we could see him. What's up, Lions Mania? I love Lions Mania, man. Lions Mania can't get enough Detroit Lions. I love y'all for that. I love y'all for that, man. I love y'all for that. You love your team, and no matter who's talking about them, pretty much you're going to listen, and I dig it. So I think, like we talked about in the segment, that this is I don't rule Jameson Williams out. I just knew he was out. I just knew there was no way. The reason I said that is because they have been babying this guy. Dan Campbell said today that this week was about Jameson Williams getting his legs under him. But there are some things that we don't see. Now, we see them 7-8 second clips from Twitter. But what we don't see is the hours that are not caught on film, right? So Dan Campbell knows if Jameson Williams can go. And he could be waiting to the absolute last possible moment to let Jacksonville know that. Because they have to scheme around absolute. No matter, listen, I don't care if the brother's in 5 snaps or 1. Whenever he's in, they have to account for this guy being on the field. And that is a big deal. So what do you think? Mr. Poole says, even if J-Mo doesn't play, that's fine. My problem is the glaring hole in the O-line. Evan Brown is probably out. And Skipper and Owasika suck. Well, I tried to defend Dan Skipper last week, and he didn't help me. He had been playing well. Yeah, Detroit versus everybody. We've known that. They said that yesterday. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Will they, won't they? Are they? They also sent 7 people to scout or to Kayvon Thibodeau. And we didn't wind up with him. Like I said, I think that the Detroit Lions know exactly who they're going to take. And I don't think whatever happens this season, I think the only thing that changes that is draft position. And we've seen our coach be aggressive. I've seen him be aggressive. So, I don't know, y'all. I don't know if, man, I'm trying to find this thing that I saw from Sideline Report. I wanted to talk. Once I saw this, I wanted to make a video. Now, let's talk more about our wide receiver. Grid, are you going to watch the USC game? I didn't plan on it, Dave. I forgot they play tonight. But I am doing the 3 games tomorrow. Won't be 4 QB. Well, I wanted to ask y'all. And I know. We be on these hot takes, man. These takes be blazing hot. But do you think that Jameson Williams was just saying what he was supposed to say? Like, as far as about Jared Goff. He was talking about Jared Goff yesterday. And he was saying, that he's a smart quarterback, that him and JG be talking about the offense. And y'all think he was telling the truth? Or y'all think he was just saying what he's supposed to say? What y'all think? Because I know this is a hot topic, man. I saw a show. I know they're coming out with I forgot who this is. They're going to have a draft coverage year-round. It's called With the First Pick. It's like a podcast or something. And Rick Spielman was on it. And I guess Rick is in the media, and he was saying some things. Saying what he was supposed to say he's a rookie. I mean, either way, he's not going to say bad stuff about him. Mr. Poole says, I think he's genuine. He always has been. Yeah, listen, I got to say this real quick. Trying to make me feel like I didn't meet Jameson Williams. I didn't really meet him. I just saw him and took a picture. It wasn't like a formal meeting, but I'm telling you, man, the Detroit Lions fans, they just don't want to be happy. And they want to hate on you no matter what. No matter what you do, they want to hate on you. I think it was from Pride of Detroit, man. No, it was from Sideline. I cannot find this article. I wanted to find it, though. I clicked on it earlier, and it was about, oh, man. Oh, the Lions winning. Listen, it was about the Lions remaining games. That's what it was about. I can't remember, but I think it's the same ones that I think. I think it was this. So I'm just going to go off the dome here. Eric says, I know this isn't your content style, but what are your opinions on the Fords? Hold on. Let me start that over. I know this isn't your content style, but what are your opinions on what the Fords can do to make players want to play here? Custom cars, commercials, high-class living quarters for players. You know what, Eric? I don't know why that's not my style, man. I mean, I don't know what – I talk about Detroit, and if it got something to do with the city and the team, then yeah. Nope. I don't think they can do anything. We've done that before. I think they got to win. They have to build a team that can win. That's it. That's it, because those guys got that anyway, bro. They got that anyway. They rich. They can buy whatever they want. Right? So the thing about Detroit is we pay them. You have to pay people to come here more than they're worth, so to speak. You know what I mean? Trey Flowers, completely overpaid. Had 7.5 sacks. Now, if Matt Patricia is not the coach of this team, he doesn't set foot in the city of Detroit. Right? They can't do anything but build a winner and a culture that people want to be around. Because the New England Patriots, they win games. But I don't know if everybody's happy playing for it. If you talk to, was it Randy Moss? It was some player. If you talk to any New England Patriots player, they're like, Bill don't take no stuff. Like the trade-off, you're going to win, but here's the trade-off. You ain't going to have no fun, but you're going to win games, right? So I don't think there's anything they can do but build a winning team where people will want to come here. Like, for instance, if you're ring chasing, what do you usually do? You go to a good team, all right, no matter where it is. You go to a team, you take less money, right? And you do whatever it takes to get that W, get that ring, right? Odell Beckham is playing games. I'm about sick of it. He playing games about where he's going to land. The Odell Beckham show. That's what I'm saying with Ford Motor Company. I feel like you have something other teams don't have. I've only seen Stafford in commercials. Players want to make more money in guarantees. I mean, I guess, Eric, but we got money, bro. We got money. What we don't have is wins. And I think that, I mean, like Stafford was in a couple commercials here. He was in more than one commercial. Odell trying to be like LeBron. Man, there's a hot take going on the internet right now. I ain't going to touch that. I don't know if these pictures was real or what, man, but it was crazy. It involved Jerry Jones, and I was like, oh, my God. Man, oh, man, that stuff will get you canceled tomorrow. But I think we got to win games. I think that's it. We got to be that destination people know that they're going to win. Why do you think Sue never came back here? Sue will never be a Detroit Lion again. And I think that y'all got to let that go. Let it go. Let it go. Sue is not coming back here. Will never come back here. To play football anyway. He got some businesses or something around here. I don't know. Lions Mania says, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, buddy. That junk was crazy. I have no idea, though. No idea if, if that was the case or what. Now, I saw something today that actually I saw it last night. And I wanted to talk about this, man, because I hate and love disrespect. See, y'all know me. Y'all been around me long enough. And if you don't, you will. I can't stand disrespect. I was talking to my wife about this the other day, about what fuels people. Some people need motivation. They need to listen to Eric Thomas. They got to listen to those guys. They got to listen to motivational. You got to put the CD on. You got to put the motivational, had a little background music and all that. Right? You got to have it. You know what fuels me? Disrespect. I told my wife, I said, if people wanted to get me out this space, if people wanted to undo me, you know how you do that? You respect me. Because disrespect, I will never, ever go away. Ever. Right? I feed off it. There are parasites in the world that feed off of other things. They feed off people's misery, and they can't survive without it. There's one particular one on this platform that I know. A huge parasite. Huge parasite. All he does is live to suck off of other creators. Right? But we ain't talking about me. We talking about Mr. Aiden Hutchinson. I love this. I love this. Aiden Hutchinson feels like he got snubbed. Now, you know what's funny is this wasn't talked about at the beginning of the year. This wasn't talked about in April. This was talked about right before we play the Jacksonville Jaguars. Right before we talk about the Jags. Well, random dancing. If you already know, I don't got to say. If you knew from my description, then you already know, big dog. Aiden Hutchinson, all right, feels like he got snubbed by Jacksonville. He got snubbed by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, I think this is intriguing. Now, if you were under a rock, the Jacksonville Jaguars, it was, who they're going to take. Is it going to be, for the longest, it was Aiden Hutchinson. And then Trayvon Walker in the last 6 weeks, from March, middle of March, from about free agency, this guy shoots up the draft board. I'm talking about from the end of the first round all the way up. I'm not even sure how it happened. But according to Aiden Hutchinson, he believed he was the pick. This is coming from Justin Rogers and the Detroit News. He says, it was weird. I thought I was going there for about 3 months, and then about a week before the draft, something changed, Hutchinson said. I guess my arms were just not quite long enough. But that hit a week before the draft, so we'll see if that extra couple of inches was the difference. So that tells me, hold on, he ain't done yet. He said the Jags are obviously the one team that passed on me, so they will definitely be in the back of my head playing that game. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, Aiden. You talking to people in the D, bro. You can keep it a buck. You can keep it a buck. You can say what you really want to say and say they passed on me. I'm feeling some type of way. I'm going to be on Trevor's head. That's all you got to do. See, I know what you're trying to say, Big A. He said, the article continues, despite his college production and top-tier athleticism, some believe his ceiling was limited by his 32 and 3/8-inch arms, which are below average for his position. Now, I don't know what the defensive tackle arm length is supposed to be, but we talked about it yesterday. We talked about it yesterday in the live stream. There's an individual plays for the Los Angeles Rams. Lions passed on him in 2014 when we drafted Eric E. Dropsy. Aaron Donald has short arms as well. And if you look at the comparison, they're very similar. And Aaron Donald is a man-child, a monster. Everybody's worst nightmare. When I actually saw this, the arm length comparison before he was drafted. Aiden Hutchinson, that is. And when I saw who he was in the same tier as, I was like, oh my God. If he can even a smidget like Aaron Donald. Now, he don't got the size. He don't got the strength. But I don't think Aaron Donald is 6'6", right? Listen. Aiden Hutchinson is he feeling some type of way. The Jaguars instead took Georgia's Trayvon Walker, who had less production in college but posed equal athleticism and the more prototypical frame for the position at 6'5", 275, okay, with 35 and a half inch arms. Aiden says, I didn't meet with them at the combine. I visited there once, but I didn't talk to them a ton. He said, Hutchinson said about his pre-draft contact with the Jaguars. I guess they just really didn't see me in their system, so that's fine by me. Detroit did, so I'm here now and I'm happy. All right? And that's the politically correct version of you passed on me and I'm feeling some type of way. And I just got to say this real quick because I saw this yesterday and it's kind of irks me. Now, I watch Locked On Lions. I know they weren't on the channel for, they didn't have a YouTube channel for a while. Matt Deary's been doing this for, he said 7 years, somewhere around there. I got no issue with Matt Deary. It's not about Matt Deary. It's not about Locked On Lions. It's about the fact that when I watched the show yesterday, I think that their crossovers are super biased. They're super biased, and nobody ever picks our team, right? Okay, I see that. You don't think the Lions, look, we were 1-6 at the time. But the reason I brought them up is because according to their host, I don't watch Jaguars games. I can't. As a matter of fact, the Lions game is only being shown in Michigan and in the Jacksonville area of Florida. That's it. But the reason I brought this up is because the Jacksonville Jaguars host chose his team, as they all do. Okay, everybody but Matt. Matt picks, he picks the Lions when he thinks he's going to win. He picks them when he doesn't, right? He picked the Bills to win that game. According to that host, he says that a lot of what Trayvon does not show up on the stats, right? Trayvon has 2.5, somewhere around there, sacks. He's got the 1 INT. He's got a handful of tackles, I think, a lot of tackles. But what he does is it doesn't show up on the stat sheet. And I'm like, well, if you're the first overall pick, right? If you're Nick Bosa, is that okay? Is that okay? So Nick Bosa, Chase Young, is that all right if let me ask y'all a question. If Aiden Hutchinson got double teamed all year long and didn't get a single sack, but everybody else got sacks, would you think that, I don't think that would fly. I don't think that would fly at all. I think if you are drafted number 2, you got to produce. So the reason I brought that whole Locked On segment on is because I think that Aiden Hutchinson was worthy of a number 2 pick. I'm not saying that Trayvon wasn't. Like I said, I don't watch Jacksonville Jaguars games. I can't even do it. But it seems like it's okay, according to the Jacksonville Jaguars host, that Trayvon does a lot of non-statted work when Aiden is held to stats exclusively. Don't forget that week 5 or 6 or whatever it was early in the season, he was most doubled behind Nick Bosa, a rookie in his first year. Was most doubled behind Nick Bosa, but it's okay for Trayvon Walker because what he doesn't show up on the stats. So let me know what you think below. Do you think Aiden Hutchinson, he feeling some type of way, or you think that's honestly how he feels? And like I told y'all, man, I'm driven. Like I tell like everybody who knows me, the way to stop me is to compliment me. The way to stop me is to respect me. Because the more you disrespect me, the more I'm going to come at you. Not come at you, but come like you can't stop me. You know what I mean? So for Aiden come on, man. We know. We all men. Men know you can't be disrespected. That's the one thing that we need. We need respect, period. Put some respect on our name. He's feeling some type of way. He just keeping it humble, as he should. What's up, D. Reese? Hutch is our makeup pick. What's up, Jawan? For not drafting Aaron Donald years ago and taking E-Drop in the first round. Yeah, E. Dreezy. Wait, E. Dreezy, he not even in the league right now, right? E. Drizzle, he not in the league. But listen, I told my fellas over on the Syndicate, I said, we're not going to do clashes anymore. We're not going to get A-Rex. That's funny. We're not going to do that anymore. What I noticed about these crossovers, they're super biased. Even the one me and Trey did. I picked my team. He picked his. I noticed that if you are and I think that's the difference between fan and analyst. You have to be non-biased if you can't even cheer in the press box. Like you have to be non-biased. We're going to be 100% biased. Well, most of us. But I think if you notice, man, the shows are not fun. They never get a bunch of views because people don't care about the opposition's view. I noticed that too. And I noticed that it's hard for us not to pick our team. It's easy for Lions fans. It's easy for us. We're used to losing. So, yep, the Bills are going to win that game. Yep. I'm going to keep it a buck. I think the Lions can beat any team in the league. I think they can. We know we can hang. Can we beat? Yes. We clean this up. We clean that up. We can beat any team in the league. We've shown that. Will we? That's a different question. I'm not looking past or through any teams in the National Football League that we have left of the 6 wins. But what I believe is this. Our biggest concern, in my opinion, is the Minnesota Vikings and the New York Jets. That is my honest opinion. I think everybody else, of course, we got to finish these teams. We can't take any team for granted. And listen, the Jacksonville Jaguars got the same record as we do. Their defense is better than ours. So we definitely can't overlook them. D. Reese says, I have a feeling Brad Holmes is going to land exactly who he wants thanks to the Rams pick. D. Reese, I was saying that earlier. I don't think whatever happens this year, Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, they know who they want. I was talking to Dern about this yesterday. They know who they want. No good or bad from Jared Goff is going to change that. It doesn't matter what happens. He knows who he wants. Nick says, we go 3-3 on the low end, 5-1 on the high end. I can see that. Who's the loss? Minnesota. And I want to beat them so bad. Your hardest game is always your next opponent on the schedule, no matter who it is. KD, I love it, bro, because that's facts. 100%. And I agree with you. So, their job is to focus on our team. Our job is to do whatever we want. We're talking about the draft. We're doing all this stuff. Their job is to win games. So if you're just now joining us, we talked about Dan Campbell's indecisiveness on Jameson Williams. ESPN says he's out as of today. 2 hours ago, Dan Campbell said he was undecided, which tells me that it's 50-50. He said he wanted the legs under him, but he's looking good. Romeo, he wants the legs under him. I think we may not see Romeo, but we could see Jameson. That was number one. Can't be my Vikings in the zoo. Listen, that's what I'm saying, bro. Now, with all due respect, right? Now, in the zone says, can't beat my Vikings, but the Lions playing good. All right? You know what that is? 100% bias. There's no reason for him to say that except biased. Zero reason. Allow me to tell you why, Mr. N. Number one, y'all beat us on a walk-off last year. Don't forget that. Number two, we beat y'all on a walk-off last year. Don't forget that. It's our first win of the season. Number three, we gave the game away to you in week 3. Don't you forget that. So y'all are 2-1. So that statement is 100% biased. And that is why I cannot respect the Locked On Podcast crossover. Because you're going to get the same thing every single time. No explanation. Can't beat my Vikings, but the Lions playing good. None whatsoever. Except fan biased. Right? I want to get that win. 100%. We owe y'all. We owe the Minnesota Vikings. We gave y'all TJ. Now it's time to give y'all an L. But because I'm non-biased, I'm going to say that game scares me. Because I feel like the Minnesota Vikings are clicking very well right now. You know what I'm saying? I think I still, Kirk Cousins is your quarterback, but it's whatever. It's whatever. So that's why I can't do it. No, it's not the Lions going to lose next week. I'll be at that game. JJ going, okay. There you go. That's what every time you speak, bro, you proving my point. He going off. Why is he going to go off? Don't forget he had 14 yards the last time y'all played us. And they at our house. So, I mean, what you're saying, bro, has no merit. Zero merit. Exactly. Y'all, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what anyway. All right. Here's what I wanted to say. Man, I love this. I love this space, bro. I'm not saying that he gonna get shut down this time, Dern. None of us are saying that. We've been in the system long enough now. What? Okay. Oh my god. Okay, I can't, bro. I can't with you. Just admit it. If you admit that you biased, I give you that. Just admit that you're biased, bro. It's okay. Oh my goodness, man. Is Okudah playing this Sunday? Yes. Yes, he is. He is playing this Sunday. The no contact jerseys are off. He's out of protocol. He would have played if our game was Sunday, he would have played. He just could not clear concussion protocol in enough time. Like, you can't, 3 days is not enough time. He was automatically out. And who else saw the Kirby Joseph entrance to the Thanksgiving game? I hope the brother don't hurt himself, but I got goosebumps. I like the thing that him and Jeff Okudah do at the end, like the little Hadouken or whatever. I was like, man, this is lit. This is lit. Chris is late in the mug. What's up, bro? I go over it one more time. Jameson Williams, as of right now, has not been ruled out. Dan Campbell said he didn't know. And that was at about 12 o'clock EST. There'll be an injury report that comes out today and one that comes out tomorrow by 4, and that will be the final one. So, man, that entrance was cold. And I was like, man, I wish Jeff Okudah was playing. All fans are a little biased. 100%. 100%. However, I think Detroit Lions fans have to be some of the least biased fans in the entire all of sports. I think we're very realistic. You got like delusional Kool-Aid drinkers, right? But what person do you know? What Lions fan do you know? Okay? I know there's some out there that we win in the Super Bowl every year. I know there's some I've never been that guy. Rodrigo keep telling Kirby to stop. Hey, absolutely. What's up, Derwin? What's going on, man? As fans, we all biased, but let's stop acting like Vikings can't be touched. Hey, yes, I'm not biased, bro. You've been around long enough. I am not. I remember you with the short hair, bro. That pick. You remember the short hair? I think Deion to calm down. Deion don't say we going to the Super Bowl every year. He used to when he first started. But I think reality was real. I think Lions fans are realistic. We're guys for sure. Spencer, no, okay, I meant bias in a good way. Like, we're going to the Super Bowl every year. Every year we're going to the Super Bowl, no matter what we do. The team we had last year, we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. It's a new year, we win in the Super Bowl. We win in the Super Bowl this year. Elevate, you stupid, bro. I had to tell my kid about saying stupid, right? So it's like weird, man. I said, when you hear me calling people stupid, it's like a compliment. But like, stupid means two different things, right? Even though it doesn't. But the Urban Dictionary is like, man, you stupid, which means, it's funny, bro. So I'm like, how do you tell your kid? Because, kids, they absorb everything. And they be watching, and they be like, nope. But how does that make sense? And you're like, wait, how does it make sense? Yeah, Deion with the hour shows, man. I'm like, bruh, I don't have that much, but Deion be doing that. He be doing this thing, man. He be doing this thing. I'm glad he tightened up in this space because he used to be a cause for concern. But I'm going to say that for another day. I'm going to say that for another. One thing you're going to get from 43-year-old Derek is I'm going to keep it a buck, bro. I'm not going to hide any more of anything. I'm going to keep it a buck. But Deion came a long way. He's grown in his content and as a person, and that's great for him. Great for him. And I think he going to work for the Lions one day. I think he going to work for the Lions, ESPN. He going to be somewhere. He going to be somewhere for real. What's up, Kid Rapper? What's going on, man? It's good to see that generation, coming up in this space, man. Always been a good thing. I remember Deion when he first started. But listen, so we got to do this before we get off because tomorrow for sure we're not going to be on. I'm going to be doing Michigan games, the college games all day. Hopefully them joints get shut off so we can have a good time. Yeah, Lions Mania says Deion is a good guy. That's facts. I got to say this, though. Sometimes you got to separate the person from the creator because they could be, and I'm going to tell you another thing, too. How the person is as a creator, they're like that in their life. Believe that. They're like that. I'm telling you, man. They like that. The internet be fueling people. It just accentuates who you really are. I learned that the hard way. All right, now let's do this. You know what time of the show it is. Don't forget, we're on Monday. Hopefully we talking about 5 and 7. And hopefully we talking about some things, man. We talking about some things, okay? The Lions they can't make a lot of room this year. They can't make a lot of room, this week as far as coming up in the playoff rankings. Now the team, have you guys noticed that the team is starting to talk more about the playoffs? Even Deuce Staley was asked about it today. And what I like that they're doing is they're admitting that they're in the race. And I think they should. Because it gives them something to play. These guys know what they're playing for. Let's not act like they don't know. Of course they know. They watch these games, good and the bad. They watch the outcomes. They know exactly what they're in for. They know exactly what's awaiting for them with each win. What's up, Single Dad? What's going on, man? So the fact that they're talking about it, I love this. However, their job is to focus on the team directly ahead of them. Like somebody said, your hardest opponent is a team that you're directly in front of, right? That's directly in front of you. And that's what their job. Our job is to hope and plan and plot and all that stuff, right? So here we are going to talk about, and like I said, appreciate y'all love, Stafford ruled out Sunday. Wow. It says Rams, hold on, let me see this. Rams QB has clear concussion protocol, but head coach Sean McVay ruled him out for Sunday's game versus Seattle. Stafford's return this season remains, at best, uncertain. Well, as we talked about many times in this show, Kelly doesn't want him to play. But she knows that he wants to, so she might compromise. So we going to see. We going to see. All right. I remember to mute now before I clear my throat. So the Detroit Lions are going to host the Jacksonville Jaguars. And appreciate you guys. Some of you said that you wait until my video to see these stats, and I appreciate that. The matchup predictor says that the Jacksonville Jaguars are favored to win 58% to 40%. Last week against the Buffalo Bills, that was under 18%. It was ridiculous. Passing leaders, Trevor Lawrence. You're going to see, what do you see here? You're going to see that these quarterbacks in stats are pretty identical. Trevor Lawrence, 256, 385 attempts, 2,655 yards, 16 TDs, and 6 interceptions. Jared Goff, 232 out of 364, 2,282 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Travis Etienne came out. Doug Peterson said he is good to go. Quote, this Sunday against the Lions, 133 carries, 728 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And the NFL's touchdown leader, Jamal Williams, 177 carries, 737 yards with 13 touchdowns. What I see there is Jamal, much more carries because he get them hard, short yards. Receiving yards, Christian Kirk, the guy that just got paid, broke the receiver market in the offseason. 56 receptions, 725 yards, 7 touchdowns. Wow. So this is the guy that broke the receiver market, that made all them receivers want all that money. This guy here, Jacksonville, I don't know, man, what they doing. St. Brown, 65 receptions, 716 yards with 4 touchdowns. Good to see this not be a tight end. Injury report, we're going to skip down to ours. Questionable is Pascal, Sewell, Okudah, Ragnow, and according to ESPN, Jameson Williams is out. But I think, like you said, like we talked about earlier, that is probably from earlier in the week. Here is what scares me about this game. If you look at these stats, man, this team is the same. This is the same team. There's one glaring difference that scares me. And you're going to see it right here. Points allowed per game. We allow almost 30 points a game. They allow 21. Now, of course, they haven't played us, and we can put up some points. Points per game. I think we're still top 10 in scoring. Detroit 25, Jacksonville 22.2. We already went over points allowed. Total yards, the same. 371 to our 373. Yards passing, the same. Yards rushing, the same. Yards allowed, we allow 50 more yards than them, 50 plus. Passing yards allowed, we allow more, and we allow more rushing yards as well. So we pretty much are the same. And they lead us in some categories. So this is not a gimme game at all, 100%. Out of the last 5 games, the Detroit Lions are 3-2, coming off a loss against Buffalo, but winning 3 before that. And the Jacksonville Jaguars are also 2-3. Okay? Now, I like this. This is what I do. It's kind of weird, right? Well, weird is a strong term. But I watch patterns, right? And sometimes it goes like that. So if you look at this pattern here, win, loss, win, the pattern says loss. It doesn't go like that, right? If you look at this pattern, the Lions should win 3 straight. Now, obviously, right? And that will put us at 7-7. But realistically, I do watch the patterns. Now, who's going to win this game? Who do y'all think wins this game? As we go back up to the matchup predictor. Who's going to win this game? I am the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm not scared, but they make me nervous. They make me nervous. And if you look at the stats, they're not much different than we are. And Dan Campbell says that they're gritty. They're like at the same point, right, as we are. Trevor Lawrence, he is prone to interceptions, but he's playing much better than he did in his rookie year. In his rookie year, he led the league along with Matthew Stafford in not only picks, but pick sixes as well. I think they were tied in both of those. ETN will play. Non-biased, I think Detroit wins. I think the difference maker is 2 things. One, we're playing at home. Well, it's more than that. It's several. We're playing at home. That's one. Number 2 is DeAndre Swift is not on the injury report. Josh Reynolds is not on the injury report, which means that Dan Campbell said that both of those guys are feeling better than they felt in a long time. And it has been a long time since DeAndre Swift has appeared on an injury report, right? We're at home. We're coming off that brutal loss. And one thing that Dan Campbell said, and the players have been saying it too, is that they like the taste of winning. And they want to win. They want that back, right? So they're going to be playing. I think they're going to be playing like they played Buffalo. They're going to be playing like they played Buffalo. I don't think we can look past the Jacksonville Jaguars or any team for that matter. But I think they're going to be playing and they want the taste of winning. The swag is still there. The thirst to win is still there. And I think the Detroit Lions win this game. Win it at home and go 1-1 and have 1 game remaining in their final homestand of the season. So let me know your thoughts below. Who wins this game? Which team goes to 5-7 and which team drops to 4-8? I will say this. After Sunday's game, one of these teams' playoff chances are all but done. Yeah, so my non-biased man, this might help us. On the wrong side. Sorry about that. Justin Fields likely to play against Green Bay. That's what I wanted to see. Because at this point, we need a Bears win. Bears need to win that game. One of them got to win. And if the Bears win, they go to 4-8. The Packers fall to 4-9. So Yeah, we definitely, no, wait. The Bears are 3-9, right? Bears are 3-9. So if the Bears win, I think they are 3-9. The Bears are pretty much done. Well, pretty much. Pretty much. Now let me see what y'all saying. I feel like this is the Giants game. It's more even than people think, and whoever comes out the more intense will win. For now, give us the win. Yeah, I think so too. I think the team that plays at home really does have the home field advantage. Did we cut Levi? No. Chark reunion. What, Mr. Poole? Wait, what did you say, Mr. Poole? Deshaun Elliott was already thinking, okay, about playoffs. All right, I missed what he said later. Not until they see how he looks after next year's camp. Oh, Levi O. I got you. Oak, what's up, man? Says, I think the Lions will win, even though Jax is definitely playing better. I look for Chark to have a good game as well. Well, I tell you what, this is the fullest compliment that we've been since pretty much week 3. Chark is a go. Caught a touchdown pass, his second of the year last week. Jameson Williams may or may not play. We'll know for sure tomorrow. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to make my video on Syndicate about the prediction, and then tomorrow I'll wait on that Jameson. Oh, I'll be doing these college games, man, all day long. I'm gonna have to make time for a Jameson video. I gotta so Mr. Poole, if you find out before I do, man, please let me know, because I need to know that. I'm online all one pride. You gotta get a gym at the crib, bro. That's what I'm trying to do. Absolutely. But listen, we'll be on Monday. Post-game show, we're going as planned. I will be doing all 3 games during the month of December and January on Sunday. But the post-game show will happen. It will happen in its entirety. We will be doing an hour-long show. We do like we do the first half hour. I take phone calls the second half hour, and then I'm going to go straight on Gridiron Blitz. I'm going to go straight into games 2, because this is every single game matters. And let's do this before we get off, because y'all know this is what I do, man. I live for this. I have a wonderful time. It's just what I do, man. Like, I'm not a math guru. I don't enjoy math like that. I just like numbers and dates, like numbers, dates, and probabilities, stuff like that. Like, it's not a Rain Man situation. No disrespect to people with autism, but it's not one of those. I just I enjoy this type of statistical stuff. I love analytics. That's what it is. That's what I should have said. Analytical data. I love it. That's why look, I'm a 2-mile horn. I'm very good at YouTube. I'm very good at what I do. I'm very good. Everything I touch turns to gold. And that's not a brag, man. That's a confident swag. There is a difference. There is a difference. And it took me 5 years to get confident that I have ability to have anything succeed. I'm not a big-time YouTuber, but I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, and I can help anybody get where they need to be. I probably could charge for this stuff, but, I won't do that. Anyway, so let's do this before we get off. This is the playoff standings for heading into Week 13. All right, so it says in the hunt because there's been no clinching yet, and that's why it says in the hunt, right? So we're focused on the NFC side, but actually the AFC as well. I believe that a loss to the Browns on Sunday, Deshaun Watson's first game back, if the Texans lose to the Browns, they'll have 10 losses. And I think it's just a matter of somebody winning on Sunday to exclude them from the playoff picture. What happens is when they're eliminated, they drop off. Okay, they completely drop off, and number 16 won't be here. Down here, it'll start doing eliminated, and it'll say the draft order. And it'll change as teams start getting eliminated from the draft. From the playoffs. And it'll change on its own, right? So the Houston Texans are done. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they sit at 11. So they're one spot below us. So they're playing for their playoff lives as well. The Colts, at 7 losses, are in this thing as well. And that's why the Texans are not done either. But like I said, one loss or one win by somebody else, even a win, would probably knock them out. Expect them to be knocked out this weekend. All right? Bears dropped to 4-9. I think they're knocked out with 2 losses. Okay? Yeah, Texans will own the number 1 pick. That's a fact. I don't think the Rams, right now the Bears have number 2. I think the Rams could have number 2. And I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, we didn't get a chance to talk about what I found out about Bryce. Or my thoughts on Bryce. I do believe that Brad and Dan have made up their mind. And if it's Bryce, it's going to be Bryce. I think. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm going to say the same thing I said last year. If we take a quarterback, we better not have the 32nd ranked defense. Call me Grid-Adamus. So the LA Rams are still in this thing, the Saints, all right? Now, the Bears play the Packers, okay? They're not out of it yet. Bears play the Packers. The Rams play the Seahawks. We need a Seahawks win. We need a Seahawks win coming up, but that probably ain't going to happen. No Stafford. I don't know what's going on with John Wolford, but I know Bryce Perkins, yeah, that's going to be tough, especially at their opposition, right? Bears play the Packers. Rams play the Seahawks. The Saints play the Buccaneers, right? Because they played the San Francisco 49ers. They're off. They're going to fall apart anyway. Look at the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers are 12th. Unbelievable. So they're not out of it yet either. So when we play them in 4 weeks, they might be playing for, how crazy is that? Right? They might be playing for something. The Packers, they need to lose to the Bears to keep the Packers off our back. All right? So the Panthers are off and the Arizona Cardinals are off, right? I don't think any of these teams can jump us. All right? So we need them to lose so they can be off our back. But hopefully we win and they stay, because they could go to 5-8 and then we're 5-7, right? Lions, the best they can get is, I want to say, the best they could do is move up to 9. All right? The best they could do is move up to 9. We need the Steelers to beat the Falcons. We need to win. We can jump up to 9. That's as high as we can go. So with a win on Sunday and a Falcons loss on Monday, I believe they play Monday night, whenever the Steelers play, with the Falcons loss and the Lions win, we jump 1 spot automatically. Automatically happens. So this is, if we would have won and beat the Bills, we would have been here regardless. We would have been here regardless. We would have been 5-6. Check this out. If the Seahawks lost to the Rams, which they probably won't, and the Lions would have beat the Bills, and we beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, we would have been 6-6. They would be 6-6. But they would be 8th because they got the tiebreaker. So all we can do here is flip-flop. That's it. With the win and a Falcons loss, it guarantees that we bump up to 5-7. They drop to 5-8. We go to the 9th seed. Lions Mania says, if we lose this week, are playoffs still a chance? Yes, they are. But right now, it's a 10% chance that we make the playoffs with 6 games left. That's right now. And with every loss, that drops further and further. In my honest opinion, I haven't done the playoff matchup predictor this week. I'm going to do it after it'll probably be my Monday video or one of my Monday videos or something like that. If the Lions lose, we'll go over that. But if they win, they're very much still in this thing, and they move up to 9. All right? So this weekend, in my opinion, the Giants need to win. We can't have the Commanders, because my hope is that both these teams fall out, because I'm scared of the Seahawks. The Seahawks scare me because we talked about this earlier. Their schedule is actual cake. Their schedule is Twinkies. They play the Rams twice. All right? They play the Rams twice. Their schedule is cake. So I think they're gonna lock up that 6th seed. I think the 6th seed is going to be locked up by the Seahawks. If the Washington Commanders win, because I think the Giants are going to fall out. All right, but we need them to fall out too because we own the tiebreakers over both these teams. We don't own the tiebreaker against this team or this team. So what I need for both of these teams to fall out, this team to move up to 6, and we take 7. All right, so we need a Giants win, and then we need to win, and we need an Atlanta loss. We also could use a Seahawks loss as well. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts down below, what you think. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me this week. First time we've been on I did it again, man. First time we've been on all week, and I enjoyed it. And don't forget, post-game show back on Monday. Tuesday, y'all saying y'all want 2 shows, so I'll see what I can do. I will put out a poll. Look for that maybe later today. And with that being said, you guys are awesome, man. And I will see you on Sunday for the game, man. Go Lions. Let's get to 5-7. Man, I wish we could have beat the Bills.